technology. I'm conducting this interview to collect information to use in my assessment. This interview will be audio recorded. The information will be treated as anonymous. Do you agree to take part in this interview?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Fatma Raisi. I'm science teacher. I'm teaching grade 2 students in American Creative Science School. I graduate from Ajman University with the bachelor degree. And also I am having two sons.
Okay. So let's pretend it's almost the first day of school and you are a second grade teacher. How would you prepare your classroom?
Okay. In the beginning, I enter my class and make sure that I wrote in the board the important things, such as the title, the subject name, the date. After that, I'm going to welcome my students with happy face, because I think this is important part also, because this makes students feels happy and comfortable. After that, I welcome them in my classroom and introduce myself to them, and also get to know the students.
As a grade 2 teacher, how would you motivate parents to become involved in the classroom and in their child's education?
Um, Actually, I'm choosing a day where I set more 1 hour after school, twice a week or once a week, so the parents can talk to me about their child and I can give them the feedback. Also, I am sometimes breaking the rule, or breaking the, inviting parents to the classroom and observe their child, so they can know how is their child acting, performing in the classroom. Also, there is a way which is now common, communicating with parents on applications such as WhatsApp and Telegram, so they can be updated with the if there is issue, or if there is news, so they can be aware of it.
Okay. Are you a flexible teacher? If so, explain how.
Yes, so far every student has different level of understanding and ability. So I am flexible in the way that I reach to all levels of understanding and meet the needs, with with creating for them action plans, or set for them strategies that can help them to move to the another level, which is which is teacher's aim, and also for sure student.
Okay. What did you find to be the most difficult aspect of student teaching?
Managing students' behavior. I think this is a common issue with all teachers. When we conduct experiments in the lab, because the lab because in the lab they become active, because there is something changes happen, they move to another place, and the big space, so they start to move around the lab and start to touch the things. So I have to make sure that when they are entering a lab or any other place rather than the classroom, they have to be safe. This is my responsibility.
What ways do you assess and evaluate students?
I'm assessing and evaluating my students in two ways: formative assessment and summative assessment. Formative assessment, for example, asking them questions during the lesson to make sure that the information is accessing to the student in in the correct way, and making for them pop quizzes. But summative assessment, which is midterm and final exams.
What will you do to modify your teaching to meet the needs of a gifted student?
Mhm. Differentiation to meet the talent students need, um, and also a student center. Give the students the opportunity to work in their own and explore and challenging in a new ways.
Okay. What would your master teacher or cooperating teacher say about you?
My master teacher will say that I'm an enthusiastic teacher, as well as she may said that I am a teacher who is always try to be creative and provide the students with differentiation activities that match their needs. She will say also that I am the teacher who stay extra hour to plan and prepare for the next day.
What are some of the trends, issues, and methodologies in education that relate to your specific curriculum area or grade level?
Nowadays, the technology is the most important source that we can get the information from it, and I learned through it also. So that's why the students are required to get iPads. But I think that this has negative impact because some students lose their attention because they are busy with the iPads. As well as we must protect them from the negative contents.
Okay. Do you know what is going on in education today?
Yes, the learning is going in technology way, and we have to co-op with it.
Okay. What is your classroom management plan?
My classroom management plan is having student center in the classroom. For example, as I mentioned in my first day, I led the students to create the rules chart with the consequences.
Okay. What do you do to accommodate a student with an IEP?
Having appropriate adaptation, accommodation, also modification. For example, I have a student who has trouble in writing, so I ask him to give his answer orally.
Do you enjoy your teaching children? If so, how? How would I know if I observed your class?
Yes, if you observe me in the classroom, you will see how I engage the students and provide them with different activities to match their interests.
How do you differentiate your teaching? Please provide examples.
I use cooperative learning style and peer tutors and reteaching techniques.
How do you plan when you're starting a new study unit or topic?
Actually, first of all, I'm searching about the topic, and then I start to prepare the ideas that I will provide to the students, with making sure that the ideas are vivid and suitable for the students, and they are in simple form, so the students can access with it.
How would you describe a successful teacher?
Mhm. Teachers have to be prepared all the time and having action plans, or we can say plan B.
How would you describe your first day of school in your classroom? What is the importance of teaching procedures?
As I mentioned, I introduced first myself, the classroom rules, and the reason is and the reason is important is that they will have the idea what's going on.
Okay. Why is it important to manage your time well? How do you manage yours?
Mhm. Managing time for teacher, it's very important. And how I'm managing my time is by, like, when I'm creating the lesson plan, each category I set for it a time. For example, warm up 5 minutes.
Okay, how do you engage your students in learning?
Using different learning styles to match their interests, for example, hands on activities, also challenging questions, and praising and rewarding them also.
What is your teaching philosophy?
My teaching philosophy is doing by learning, because I think that the approach of doing by learning helps students a lot, where it's fixed the idea and information in their mind.